for you now.
What is up, baes? Welcome back to the channel. As y'all can see, today's a little bit of a different video than what we're kind of used to on this channel. But when I actually first started my YouTube, I did a few of cooking videos or cooking type of videos, and I'm back at it, y'all. I actually really enjoy cooking when I have the time, and this week I ordered from HelloFresh so that I got all of my meals and ingredients shipped right to my door. This is not sponsored, just being completely honest with you guys. And this was a stew, a Tunisian chicken spice stew that was in my order for the week. And it was pretty quick and easy. So yeah, let's go ahead and get to cooking. So as y'all can see, I have some chicken strips. I believe it's chicken breast. That's the type of meat it was. And I just browned the chicken breast just a little bit. And then I went in and added my onions, and I'm basically just going to let that cook a little bit until the onions are nice and caramelized a little bit more. And then once my onions kind of cooked down a little bit and I got a nice little color on them, then I went ahead and added my carrots in. Now these were whole carrots that I just cut twice, one down the middle and then cut again to get these nice kind of half moon shaped or half quarter shaped, and then I was just letting it cook down a little bit until the carrots got a little bit soft. I didn't want them like mushy. I still wanted them to have like a little bit of a crunch, so I didn't cook them down too much, just maybe a couple of minutes. And then I went in and seasoned, so just the regular seasonings: salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, all that good stuff. And then you get seasonings with this meal as well. So HelloFresh, they sent over a spice blend of Tunisian spices. So I'm not sure everything that was included with that. Then I also had some cumin as well, which is a spice. If you're not familiar with it, it's a spice that goes into different soups and stews, chili. And then at this point, I'm just mixing up all of those seasonings together, making sure that it gets on my chicken and my carrots and my onions, and just, you know, getting this nice, beautiful brown coloring on everything as well. And just look at that beautiful color, especially on the onions. Now it was time to add another vegetable to the dish. It came with zucchini. So I went ahead and added my zucchini. I made sure to follow the instructions. If I remember correctly, they instructed you to put the carrots in first and the zucchini after. I can't remember, but either way, you definitely don't want to put your zucchini in first because zucchini does cook faster. So for me personally, I don't like mushy zucchini. So I just made sure that the zucchini was the last vegetable that I actually added. I still wanted a nice crunch on it. At this point, I've given the carrots a little bit of time to cook. I've given the zucchini a little bit of time to cook. So the zucchini and carrots are not all the way ready just yet, but the chicken pretty much is. And then I'm just gonna add in the next ingredient, which is a box of crushed tomatoes, which of course comes with the meal as well. And then I'm just gonna make sure that's stirred up completely before I add in the water. And it's a stew, so you are gonna have to add water. It's best to add water because of all the seasonings. You don't wanna add something that has salt in it, like chicken broth. It would just make it way too salty. Next ingredient that I'm gonna be adding is actually a chicken stock. So that's pretty much taking care of the fact that you know, using water over chicken broth. Now it's time to go ahead and add a little bit of water. I actually ended up adding a little bit less than what the recipe called for because I didn't want it to be too soupy. And even here, I realized like I was adding more water, but after a while I was like looking at it and I was like, I hope this thickens up because it's looking very much soupy, but I figured it would once I allowed it to cook a little bit more and just kind of simmered it on the stove. So yeah, that's kind of how it started looking, you know, before I just let it do its thing and just turned the knob down on my stove and just kind of let it simmer for a little while. For sweetness, I did not have any sugar, y'all, so I improvised and I used a little bit of honey. So the recipe called for 1/4 teaspoon of sugar, and this is basically to neutralize the acidity of the tomatoes. And let me tell y'all, that honey was a perfect substitute for sugar in this case. I mean, it was just, it neutralized that acidity of the tomato so well. It gave it just this nice sweetness, but not like a sugary sweetness. Like I felt like, you know, something was off. I mean, it really took the dish to a whole nother level. And then at this point, I was basically doing a little bit of taste testing. I added a little bit more spice, added a little bit more salt and pepper as needed. And at the end, y'all, this dish turned out so good. It's probably one of the best dishes I honestly have made. I loved the spices and I loved how different it was from what I traditionally make. So this dish was honestly a 10 out of 10. So thank y'all for joining me for something a little bit more unconventional than what I usually post. But if you guys like this content, definitely let me know because I can keep it coming. But thank you guys so much for joining me once again. And as always, I will see you on the next one. Bye.